sort of, we're at the culmination of 2 years worth of work. The agency has been working with the 2 member communities for 2 years. We had a lot of negotiations on a lot of the major issues. And last fall we all adopted resolutions sort of outlining these principles that we agreed to. We all adopted these and they were pretty uniform.
I'm sorry, Gerald, can you just clarify who the we?
The agency and all the prospective communities adopted a resolution October, November of 2012.
Thank you.
And in that resolution, we outlined parameters and sort of the result of our negotiations up to that time. The emissions agreement is sort of the springboard from that resolution. The emissions agreement is sort of the detail on those items that were in the resolution. We can work on the emissions agreement. It's fairly complete. We believe that the major issues are locked in, with the exception of Wauconda and recapture. The other towns are fine with the major issues. We are working out small implementation details, but they're just that. They're small implementation details. We're ready to keep moving forward. Every day we wait, the bond market is getting worse. Prices go up, so we are anxious to get moving forward. The next step is to do a route study. The route study will allow us to determine probably a better way of these actual costs for these lines. So we need to get that moving forward. We're at the point now the North Group's ready. The board actually at the last meeting approved the North route study, but we held off pending the result of our action for conduct. So the North Group's ready to move forward. Volo is also interested in moving forward. They're very anxious to keep this process going forward. And we're at this point now. We are apart on recapture with North and Wauconda. The other communities are fine with our position. The board took a stance at the last meeting on recapture, and we wanted a further commitment from Wauconda, and Stuart and I drafted a resolution. And we thought would accomplish that and capture your sentiments as well, and we forward that on to Wauconda officials. They took no action on the resolution, and tonight made a presentation. So that kind of gets us to where we are. We still want to keep moving forward.
On the board, heard the presentation by the Village of Wauconda as far as their position. We discussed our position at our last meeting and where we thought we were going to go. What's the board's pleasure this time?
Okay. While I appreciate Wauconda's position with the new mayor, we've been working on this trip for 2 years. We've done a lot of planning, we've done a lot of things. The train's ready to leave the station, and all the other members are on board, ready to go, and Wauconda is now saying they want to talk to somebody else getting on another train. I'm not willing to wait for that. As far as the issues go with modifying the agreement, we have the agreements. We've got the agreements. All the other communities have seen exactly what Wauconda has seen and have signed on. We postponed last month, and I made the motion to postpone the North study so that we could give Wauconda a chance. I believe we've done that, and I don't think anything's changed. They're still, from the standpoint of the commitment, no matter what we do, they said they're committing to put this water thing in, but it's no matter where they get their electricity and water. It doesn't mean they're not still negotiating with Lake Zurich. And I, for one, just don't feel that we can wait while they decide whether they're going to go with Lake Zurich or us. I would like to see us move ahead.
Other comments?
I concur. I agree. I think Terry said it very succinctly. We need to move ahead.
And I would concur for a couple more reasons. I would never advocate government by committee. We are a board. We run this agency. It's not the highest bidder who offers the best deal. Committees will not work. It should be decided by this board what the terms are in a committee. I think I'm not the longest sitting member, but kind of possibly. But I think what is most important to all of us is trust and respect. We rely on each other, and I would not be comfortable with Wauconda as a member for this.
Other comments?
I'd just like to say, it's unfortunate that we're this close after all this time, and in your presentation, you portrayed yourself as being a big player in this, and you are. recommendation when we had our meeting and elected to give you a little bit more time to make a decision, and on the 18th, let us know whether you were in or out. I didn't see anything really new tonight that we haven't seen before. We know you're a big player. We'd love to have you as a part of it. But again, it's time now. We've got to move this thing forward.
I'm hearing from the board that we're not interested then in pursuing Wauconda any longer. We're interested in moving on with the other entities, possibly looking for additional members. We've got several that have asked our agency to review them. In fact, we have additional capacity. Get Joel to begin that process.
You want a motion?
Please.
I move that the agency in discussion with the Village of Wauconda and to terminate all actions toward their membership
Oh
in the
my
agency
God.
and to direct the executive director to examine alternatives to replace the water sales.
Second.
Motion by Christie, second by Kathy. Any comments, questions?
I won't
This
vote
is
for
not a
that.
secret.
I think, you know, it's been 2 years. I see one proposed motion here. You know, what's another 30 days? They made the effort to come here and ask for a little more time. And, you know, I'm kind of in the same position as Mayor Barton, that I've come onto this board, and it's like coming in a little bit in the middle of a movie, and the movie's just moving along in the plot, and you're trying to catch up. And I think I've gotten a pretty good shot at it. I know what Mayor Barton, he had his, you know, right off the bat, he had things to deal with in the office that he has. And I think we need to give him the time he's asking for. I'm looking at these numbers. I mean, of all the communities that are prospective communities, they're the largest. They bring in the most fee, the most, you know, the most revenue. And I think we just can't sneeze at over 5,000 additional customers. So I won't support this. I prefer that we take the proposed, you know, the other, third one here. And I just want those customers. I want the rates to go down by getting more customers, and it's been 2 years. You see what's going on, and what's a little more time. I don't see the problem with that.
Okay, I appreciate your comments. One of the issues though is that Wauconda is still not really committed to the agency even in 30 days. So it's my understanding, they're nowhere near making a decision on which agency they're going to join. And that is the biggest problem, in my opinion. We need to get you guys to commit that we are the agency of choice. That's it. And I'm not hearing that from anybody yet.
And I was in your position last month. The board was ready to vote to say, forget it, and we did say, you know, what's 30 more days, we'll give them time. But we delayed the North Route study that 30 days. We're now saying again, we'll delay. In the email that our board received from Mayor Barr, it didn't say we'll be ready in 30 days. It said we'll be ready in 90 days, we'll be ready in X months. It's not 30 days. And if I thought in 30 days it could be resolved, I might feel differently, but I don't feel it could be differently. I don't agree that we can solve this by committee again. Wauconda has had the documents that the other towns have had. None of the other towns are saying, we're not gonna commit because we wanna change these documents. Wauconda wants to change the documents, and if we change them, we can't change them for Wauconda. We have to change them for everybody. That's the only fair way to do it. None of the other towns are asking you to do that. And I can't say that we should have renegotiate our documents that we've been working on. Again, they're not finalized, but they're pretty close. They're pretty detailed, and Wauconda had a chance to comment on them, and in fact did comment on them, and we have sent changes back to Wauconda, agreeing to most of them that they asked for. Some of them we didn't, but again, it's the same thing that every other town has agreed to.
I'd like to add just one legal consideration to this, because this is an unusual situation. In order to bring a new member into the agency, we actually need unanimous approval from the board. So this is really not a normal sort of motion in terms of, and you may want to consider in terms of the effectiveness of additional discussion in relationship to a likelihood where there is significant opposition. So I just mention that because eventually, to bring in any member to the agency, there has to actually be unanimous approval of the membership. So to go forward, if that was something you were concerned about, you might want to consider the potential that will actually be beneficial to the agency, ultimately be beneficial to Wauconda as well, if they spend time in working on something that in fact is not likely to get unanimous support. I just add that.
Oh, I
to the
understand.
mix.
Our objective as a board that we set out to do this was to expand membership so that we can increase the volume of water we sell and raise that volume. Directed at Carol to go out and find members. It wasn't necessary to add specific communities, but to increase our sales. And the motion on the table I can support because it allows us to increase our sales and increase our volume. So I don't know that we need to be concerned about individual towns per se, but 70% of what our target was, which is pretty good.
It becomes a matter of integrity to the other prospective members who would have a strong position. We need to move forward. We can't change the rules for one. We should, and we should hold to our mission September 18th deadline.
Do we have a, okay, great.
Just wondering if Wauconda, after they do their due diligence and then they look at all the alternatives they have, if they come back at a future date and say, whoa, yeah, you guys are the agency we want to go with, is there a possibility at that time that we would entertain having them come up?
They'll get the board, but I don't think it happened yet. I think this was it. We're at the point now where decisions are made.
Partly again, because the whole idea of delaying the North study last month was because we need to supply Volo with water. They committed, and we delayed the North study line.
So I'm sensitive to that because I know that there are wells up there that are already drawing steam, so they need this water. So I can't do anything that's going to push this any further.
Oh, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any other comments from the board? Please call the roll.
Brett Taylor,
Aye.
Kovarik,
Aye.
O'Hara,
Aye.
Craig Taylor,
Aye.
Wepler,
Aye.
Lentz,
No.
McGillis,
Aye.
Hill,
Aye.
Meeks.
Aye.
That's approved 8-1. We're starting to work out. I know it's a couple of years that we all put a lot of effort and money. We put a lot of money in this agency, in this process also. And hope that it works out with the other agencies for you. We won't be offended if everyone gets up and leave. It's okay. You're not going to hurt our feelings. So we welcome to stay out here.